Hedgehog. Welcome back to a brand new top 10 video. This time we're doing my top 10 movies of 2020. You guys might be wondering, Glenn, this is like 2 years late. Why are you? What took you so long? Well, as you guys know, because the pandemic and everything, not much came out this in 2020, so it was kind of a mix for me to debate whether or not to do the list and just kind of forgetting. But then when I was making my 2021 list, I was like, fuck it, let me make a list for 2020. And I was like, the whole time, I even made jokes in my list with the handful of reviews I released for new movies that came out that year, because of course not much came out that I actually watched, that I was able to catch. I was like, oh, I don't even know if I'm going to do top 10 this year. I don't know if I have enough. And you guys know when I tried to do my top 10 anticipated movies list, half that shit got delayed anyway, so it's kind of like I was kind of debating, but I was like, yeah, fuck, I'm going to do it anyway. But yeah, man, like I said, not much came out this year, and I think you guys can tell by this from my list, because for the first time, and I don't know how long since I've been making these lists, there's only about 6 movies in here that gave the full legendary 10 out of 10 rating. The other 4 are actually movies that I gave either a 9 or a 9.5, which, like I said, I don't remember the last time I had movies that had 9 or 9.5 may actually go all the way and make my top 10 list, which I think goes to show you how little came out that year. But without further ado, man, let's just jump right in. So, up first, we have a number 10 on my list. I have Sonic the Hedgehog. This was actually the last movie I got to see in a theater in 2020 before, of course, the pandemic hit. Now, this movie itself is fucking awesome, man. I thought it slapped. Without doubt, definitely one of the best video game movies, out there. I think we can all agree on that. This is definitely one of the best ones out there. I love Sonic. I thought obviously with the redesign and everything, that was a good thing. I think I might mention this in my review for Sonic the Hedgehog, but I honestly did not mind the original design. Like, yeah, the redesign is obviously way better, but I was like, I didn't mind the original design. I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't really mind it. But obviously the redesign was better. I love what they got for voice line of Jim Curry. Jim Curry. I was like, wait, did I say it right? He was great as Dr. Robotnik. He was fun. I love Sonic's characterization in the film, and how he was like that one scene, like how sad, like how lonely, kind of get like remember the scene where he's like spinning around the baseball field and shit. But yeah, looking forward to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 later this year, and yeah, this was an amazing movie, and I'm definitely excited for the sequel. Can't wait to see what they have in store for us for that. Number 9 on my list, we have Promising Young Woman. This is a movie that I was actually kind of interested in when the trailers for this movie started to come out, but I didn't get the chance to see it in the theaters for obvious reasons. So Promising Young Woman, this is the film I was kind of interested in with the trailers coming out. Now, as I mentioned this on Twitter and probably in my Instagram as well, this movie I thought was like Black Christmas 2019, but done right, because it tackles a lot of the similar things that Black Christmas tried to do. Like rape and sexual assault towards women and all that shit, but actually didn't come off like preachy nonsense of men equal pieces of shit, men bad, that kind of shit. I thought what they tried to do with it and how it kind of like is like feminist horror done right, I guess you could say. I thought it was really good. I like the main character. I thought her performance was good, and I thought her characterization, as we learn more about her involvement with other events that obviously connect all these characters together, I thought was great. And the ending I thought was also really good as well. Yeah, definitely check this movie out if you guys haven't done already. It was a fantastic horror film. Number 8 on my list, another fantastic horror film, Freaky. This is another movie I was hyped. I was kind of interested in. This one, I think, came out like January, I think, of 2020. So I had a chance to catch it this, but I didn't end up catching it. But I watched it for Halloween because it was on HBO Max, and this was a fun movie. This is definitely, I almost kind of like consider this like the not Friday the 13th Part 13, because the killer, when we see him, is very similar to Jason. The kills are very graphic and gory and very much akin to Friday the 13th. And I thought this was a nice little, I guess, like comedy horror film that I thought was really cool with how they like took the killer and like this other random like teenage girl just switched their bodies and everything that ensues there. And it's kind of like a little, there's a bit of screaming there, was a bit self-aware. Like, I love this one scene, I posted this on my Twitter, like, where you have the other 2 supporting characters from the lead be like, "You're black, I'm gay, we're so dead." That scene was awesome. That scene was fucking awesome. That was hilarious. I was dying. And yeah, another fantastic horror film that definitely want you guys to check out if you guys did not get a chance to. It's on HBO Max, at least last time I checked. Anyway, number 7 on my list is Onward. This was something I was kind of a little interested in. The trailers came in mostly just the fact, oh, it's Peter Parker and Peter Quill in the same movie. Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, they're voicing the leads. But the movie itself is actually fantastic. I I love the relationship between the two brothers. I thought what they had their road trip, and of course them trying to revive keep the rest of their body of their dad, was really interesting. I liked the journey that goes in there. The ending I really liked it, just from the way it was filmed and everything. The couple of action sequences we get was also really good. And this was just an overall fantastic film, and I just really enjoyed it. I like this one way more than I thought it was, mostly just from how entertaining it was, just from the duo of Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. I thought they really worked well off together. I will say I kind of predicted the end. I saw the ending coming a mile away, and I kind of predicted what's the star of the movie. Once the plot started to get rolling, I was like, oh, this is probably what's going to happen. That's how it's going to work, and I ended up being right. But yeah, Onward, definitely check it out, guys, if you guys did not get a chance to, since this came out a little before the pandemic started. It's like around the time it came out, around the same time as Sonic the Hedgehog. So yeah, number 6 on my list is, and I know I'm gonna get crucified for these next two picks, Wonder Woman 1984. Now, if you guys watch my review, you guys know that I definitely do agree with some of the people that have problems with the film. I will definitely say the movie definitely has its issues, but the reason I love the movie as much as it came down to like really two things. First, of course, Gal Gadot is fantastic. She's great. I'm forgetting the actor that plays the villain. He's like, the Mandalorian and everything. I'm slipping on his name, but I thought he was really good, man. But the number one reason why I love the movie as much as I ended up doing came down to two things, and these basically carried the film. The cinematography for this film is absolutely fantastic, man. Like, it looks just like a Silver Age comic. It's super bright and vibrant. It just pops off screen. The movie looks beautiful. And two, the music. Hans Zimmer does a score for this movie, and my God, this might be some of his best work. I fucking loved the score for Wonder Woman 1984, man. Seriously, man. And because those two reasons, that's the main reason why I ended up loving the movie as much as I did, just because those two things were just so good, man. Just the score for this movie is so fucking good. Say what you will about the movie, but you can't deny that Hans Zimmer's score wasn't a fucking banger, man. Seriously. Phenomenal from Hans Zimmer. But then again, it's Hans Zimmer. Would you expect anything less? Anyway. So number 5 on my list we have is Mulan. You guys know how hyped I was when this movie was, for the trailer started to come out and everything, and I was like, oh, this looks, and you guys know I mentioned before I love samurai shit, this is like China, I know, but same general time period. But I love this movie. I thought the fight scenes were definitely fantastic. That's definitely, I think we can all agree, were the highlights of the film, were the fight scenes. They are amazingly choreographed, amazingly shot, man. Phenomenal. I liked Mulan's characterization. I thought, I know people brought up, oh, she's too perfect. She's not like how she's in the original, this, that, which are all valid criticisms. I just personally liked watching it because I just think it looks cool. That's just me, man. But yeah, I love this movie. I actually recently rewatched it at the my school at EHSU was holding a screening for it, so I got to rewatch it again, and yeah, I still loved it, man. I don't know what to tell y'all. I personally loved it. I get why people have their problems with them and Wonder Woman 84, but I personally love the film, man. But that's just me. Number 4 on my list. This might surprise some of you. Soul. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, which, if you guys saw my review for Soul, you guys know I gave the movie a 9 out of 10. So why is it number 4, you may ask? Well, first, I gotta say, I will be re-uploading my review of Soul, because I found out recently that for some reason the audio around the start of the video, for some reason, did not go over when the video exported. Don't know how that happened, so don't know why no one mentioned that in the comments. But yeah, I gotta re-upload that so the audio is fixed and all there. But yeah, so I actually yesterday rewatched Soul. After I saw Onward, I was like, yo, I think I might actually like this more than Soul. And I was surprised with it because Soul and deals with mature themes and everything. I was like, I gotta rewatch Soul to be sure. I just had that speaking suspicion that I had to rewatch. So I rewatched the film. I didn't even tweet about it or anything. I just popped the Blu-ray in and just watched it. And upon second viewing, I fell in love with the movie way more than I did the first time. And that's kind of why, and I started grasping, especially when we get to around the end of the point where what happens if you guys seen the movie. I was like, bro, this movie's a fucking masterpiece. This movie's amazing. I love what the movie does. Like, this probably is one of the most, if not the most, adult or mature film Pixar's ever made, with its themes and everything. Like I mentioned in my review, it's great. It's great strength, but also it's great because, like, let's be real, kids ain't gonna get into this shit. But I do also appreciate Pixar being like, for once, let's do a movie that's more mature, more aimed for an adult audience. Like I mentioned in my review, what Inside Out did for kids, because they're most likely going through the same thing Riley does, is what Soul does for basically people around my age, And I give Pixar the balls for tackling something like this and tackling the themes and doing them so well as they did. And yeah, man, this is just a phenomenal film. And definitely check it out, guys, if you guys have not already. Soul fucking slaps. Now down to the top 3. Number 3 on my list is The Invisible Man. This movie was so good, man. An amazing horror film from one of the guys that are, of course, one of the co-creators of Saw. I love how they modernized the original Invisible Man movie from like the 30s, the Universal Monster movies, which I still have not seen the original, but I like how they modernized it. I love I don't know the lead actress's name. Her performance was absolutely spectacular, man. Basically having to do everything herself, just basically talking to herself throughout the entire film. And once we figure out how the Invisible Man is a thing and how it works and everything, that was just really fucking cool, man. Seriously, if you guys have not seen The Invisible Man, give it a watch. It's fucking amazing. Number 2 on the list, this might surprise some of you, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Could you tell not much came out this year? But this movie was awesome, and like this is like the first time I think I had a DC anime film that's actually made my list. This was kind of basically the end game, if you will, for the DC anime universe that started with Flashpoint and everything. And I just thought this movie was an amazing, cute conclusion. Darkseid, who I believe was voiced by Tony Todd, was spectacular. The movie really started tugging my heartstrings with like Batman and Damian. The fight scenes were fucking amazing, man. Brutal. I was like, God damn, this movie's gory. This one movie really definitely earned its R rating, man. And I thought it was a great conclusion to the DC anime universe, released from the handful of films I've seen. And I personally loved it, man. I thought this was definitely probably one of my all-time favorite of the DC anime films, at least in recent memory. And yeah, this was just a joy to watch, man. It was then kind of like and have like a second Endgame, if you will, but for the DC anime universe. And plus, Damien and Raven became a thing at the end of the movie, so I'm happy for that. Hopefully they maybe will bring those two back together in whatever the current DC anime universe is, because apparently they're doing it again, but I guess with Rebirth this time instead of the New 52. I don't know, I'm not really keeping track of it. But yeah, phenomenal film. I loved it. Yeah, badass, man. And ooh, man, this movie was tugging to my heartstrings around with what happened later on in the film. If you guys seen the movie, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. That shit was hitting, man. Now, I'm not going to bother doing honorable mentions this time because, like I said, not much came out this year. But if I had to throw in a couple ones, New Mutants, Birds of Prey, and Bloodshot, I guess. Bloodshot, it's weird with Bloodshot because Bloodshot was actually, this is better than I expected. But the weird thing about Bloodshot is it feels more and has that same quality to like old comic book movies like Daredevil 03, and those type ones. They're in those like early 2000s that were X-Men or Spider-Man, when the comic movies are still trying to find their footing and trying to find in terms of quality before they got to the MCU, and it started to like comics actually started to be good consistently. Watching a movie that was more akin to like stuff like Daredevil 03 was weirdly refreshing in a weird way. I don't know why, but I enjoyed the movie, and yeah, the hacker dude was probably my favorite character. He was entertaining. I loved him. And number 1 on my list, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, Tenet. It's Nolan, bruh. I love this movie. I think what Christopher Nolan does with time and having shit move forward and backwards at the same time is fascinating. The fight scenes are overall just spectacular to look at, man. And as we learn more about how this universe is and how with the shit with time and everything, it's just amazing. And the whole final battle where you just see time go reversing and going forward, you see buildings blow up, then reverse, then blow up again in different parts, man. Bro, and as you put the puzzle piece together, what's actually going on, bro, this movie is absolutely insane. I fucking love it. It's known that Trevor Scott song was also a banger as well, man. I'm not really into Trevor Scott's music. I haven't really listened to much, but that song, I gotta admit, was a fucking banger, man. And yeah, it's Christopher Nolan. You guys know he's one of my favorite directors, so I personally loved it, and this was definitely the best film of the year, at least to me. Pissed off it barely got any nominations at the Oscars that year, but what can you do with the Academy these days? Anyway, guys, that is my list for top 10 movies in 2020. Of course, leave your thoughts down in the comments. Do you agree with my list? Do you not? What were your top 10 favorite films of the year? Were you even to watch 10 films in 2020? Leave that all down in the comments, guys. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Feel like links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.